go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Perfect angle. What's up, people? Hold up, you'll see me in a second here. Just trying to make sure everything's plugged in and ready to go. Should be working good here. What's up, Andrew? Nice to see you, bud. We got some rackets to string here. This is exciting. We got a pure strike to string, and we have an extreme pro to string. So these are gonna be some interesting demos. I've been lucky. I've been around a lot of rackets lately, and actually this one's grown on me. The paint job. I did not like the paint job in the beginning. So honestly, let's start with this extreme. I'm feeling it with this one. So let's take all the crap off of here. Perfect. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? Where are you tuning in from today? It's always nice to see some different faces from around the world. Oh, this is interesting. You can see the they have the Pro Stock code in here. Huh. I swear it's that. Interesting. So interesting. They don't normally do put that stuff on here, but it's the grommets are see-through, which is also very abnormal. Any clue on when a review for the new Toro is coming? I know, man. It's right here. I'll show you it. I do need to make one. I've played with it already. I just didn't get any footage. So I have some more of it there over in my little stash as well. So hopefully, yeah, we'll get that figured out there. But there's so many videos. I gotta record so many videos, and it's actually kind of exciting because I love when it's kind of stressful, but like I like doing it. So it's really not, it's not that big of a deal, but it's exciting. I gotta do these rackets. We just put out the last forehand video yesterday. I go back to school in like 18 or 17 days. So time's ticking, you know what I mean? I don't want to use this string to start, but I can still count. Am I looking for an editor? I am not looking for an editor. I am not, but I don't know if you're offering, but that's very nice of you if you are. Also just recorded the Speed MP versus Speed Pro video about an hour and a half ago. So that's hype as well. Excited for you guys to see that one. Also wondering what specific reason you had in choosing the Super Toro over the Grapple Snake. They're actually both really good strings. M8's probably my favorite Grapple Snake one. What's the exact reason? I mean, hard to say. I guess I just grab it. I mean, I'll give you a pretty, it's kind of boring answer. I just liked the Toro more, I think. And it could have been because of the time of the year too. It's so random of me to say that, but like, I think that playing in colder climates with tour line is better than playing in a warmer climate. And I play a lot of my tennis in a colder climate. Just because tour line strings tend to be a little bit more elasticy, a little bit more bouncy, a little bit more power. I feel like the grapple snake is more of like a Luxilon meets kind of a restring. They're a little stiffer in my opinion. Great strings though. Great strings. This Caviar is going to look absolutely naughty in this Extreme Pro. I'm going to call it the Extreme Tour though in the video, because I feel like they did us dirty going away with that name. It's a disgrace. This is a beautiful racket. How dare they? Hopefully we get some people in here. I know it's a Saturday, but I haven't done a live in a minute. And yeah, I'm just, thought I would whip one up. That's Are you able to give us an early insight into your high-level views on the Speed Pro versus MP? What do I want to do? How do I want to answer that? I don't know how I want to answer that. It's a little bit of a tease there. Listen. One sec here. Listen, okay. Both phenomenal rackets. Listen, I did not like the old Speeds at all. And let me just say that the new Speeds, I think, are very, very, very good. That's all I'll say. But the paint job sucks. I hate the velvet. And that's all. That's all I'm gonna go. That's all I'm gonna go for. Because the video has a lot of info in it. I mean, it's a compare video. I think you might have said that. I'll tell you that. It's a compare video. And there's some chat. There's some chat in there about all that stuff. So it was fun to record that today. I've been playing with both of those rackets for the last little while. I know a lot of people have been very on me to like, I don't know how you say it, very on me to talk about those rackets. I've had friends message me, hey, you're switching to that racket. But, don't say too much to anybody, right? But to change the topic a little bit, I'm just noticing here, this Pro racket, it's different than the Tour, but it looks like they took like the grip and through the hard throat area, it feels the same, but the grommets are different down here, I think. It's been a while since I played the Extreme, but I played with it for years, so I think I'm remembering properly. Maybe they didn't have 6 holes at the bottom. I thought it was 8, but I think I'm actually wrong now. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, it feels a little thicker down here, and maybe it's because of the see-through, like clear grommet and bumper guard stuff. But it seems thicker, bigger. I don't know. It looks different. Not bad, but just different. But yes, you'll see the Speed video. It's going to come out very soon. Probably within the next, I mean, it's not edited. I literally recorded it just like 2 hours ago. So I'm thinking within the next 4 or 5 days it'll be on there. Are you going to be testing the upcoming RF rackets? Of course. Of course I'll be able to get my hands on those, I'm sure. It will be an honor to play with the new RF rackets. They are nice. I think I've seen it, yeah, I've seen some photos of them. It's crazy though, like, all these rackets, man. Like, that's one thing I will say. I don't know if Matt is still on here. Like, that's one thing I talked about in that video that I just recorded, and then I'll tell you guys, is that rackets they're so good now. Like, it's tough. Like, and I don't know, and maybe I'm different, but I really feel that there's not a bad racket anymore. And even those two rackets, which I did not, like, I really felt like they did a good job with the update there. And rackets, even in the past, like, 5 years, I think have improved a lot, like, generally. Obviously, I still like certain rackets, maybe certain brands more than others, and I get excited to play with, like, I'm excited to play with this racket. I used it for years. It got me lots of W's. Like, I literally have the old one, like, two editions ago, which is crazy to me now, to tell you that. I have it, like, hung up in my room because it was the one that I clinched conference with. So the Extreme holds a special place in my heart. But like I was saying, there's certain rackets that I get more excited to play with than others, but they're all still so good. Like, even the rackets that maybe I don't love demoing, I still, like, it's not like they're bad, you know what I mean? Like, they're just, like, there's really a lot of good rackets these days. Hello, what string are you stringing with the Extreme Pro with? This is Caviar, and then I'm going to cross it with Super Toro, which is down here on the ground. Yeah, I probably should make a video about that too. Been tinkering around with some different strings, and that's been fun as well. Have you settled on any pair of shoes? Oh man, that's so tough. Side note, maybe do a tier list of all the rackets. That's in the works. It is in the works. I don't know if tier list is like exactly how it will go, but there's definitely going to be a video like that within the next month, I would say. It's going to be very busy here for me the next month. I have all these rackets that I have to go through and give good reviews on. And then, you know, I'm headed back to school. That always throws a lot of shit at me because every year is a little different. We're busy right off the start, so hopefully I'm still able to get some vids in. I'm sure I will. But I actually talked about that today with my dad. So that is going to happen. No worries. Don't worry. This Caviar looks so good. Looks so good in this racket. Like, it makes me want to switch back to this racket. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's so nice. The old Extreme, I thought, played like very similar to the previous one, the one that I had played with. And I just think that I hope they didn't make this one more muted, because I thought the previous one was more muted than the one that I used. And I didn't like that. And all the new head stuff is a little bit more muted, like it or not. Some rackets, it's really good. Other rackets, it's a little hit or miss, in my opinion. So it'll just be interesting to see how this one adjusts to the Auxetic 2.0. The $1 million technology of head. But back to the shoes. Yeah, like, the shoes are tough. I've been using, like, what have I been using? the barricades for like ever since the end of school. I was just trying to think there, like I totally lost my train of thought. And they're okay, but it's not like it's definitely not my favorite shoe. Like I'm trying to find something that I can like be able to use for the whole year and like not, like the barricades are great, but it's just they're missing something. It's like something small on, I don't know, maybe I'll try the Gel Res 9s. But ideally I want that Vapor Pro replacement, but it's just, I don't know if it's gonna happen. How's the tennis culture in St. John area? I'm moving there in the fall and I'm looking to keep on playing and improving along with meeting some new people I think you meet. That's awesome. Nice to hear that you're moving here. Where are you moving from? I am from St. John. That's funny how you found my channel. Yeah, I'm a Maritimer, man. Maritimer at heart. Love it here. Born and raised. But yeah, I would love to hear where you're coming from. We do have a small tennis community, but we all get along great, actually. It's awesome. We have a couple, some hard courts, and I coach and work at the Clay Club here. It's like 5 minutes away from my house. Windsor, Ontario. Nice. So that's a big move for you. Nice. You're moving for work, or you're just moving? I don't know how old you don't need to tell me how old you are, but if you're younger, like we have the like that's one thing we don't have. We don't have a lot of indoor tennis. That's our downfall here. But the people are great here. It's awesome. I think you'll notice a difference. Like I've done my travel, some fair share of traveling through Canada for tennis, and yeah, I think you'll notice a difference just at the club and the vibe, and you'll like it. Especially if you're moving to St. John, like the club for you, like you could probably become a member at Racquet. Yeah, you'll love it. Late 20s, moving for a change of pace and better nature. Nice. Let's go, man. Oh, I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. You'll definitely notice the change of pace, like, and of course I'm biased, but like, the people here are so much different. Like, it was funny, I was going through like some Instagram reels today, and people were saying like, what their favorite provinces in Canada, and this, that, and the other, and like, some people were saying BC and Quebec is the best and Ontario is the best, and then there was like some Maritime people commented like, oh, I love the Maritimes, and I don't know. I love the Maritimes. I love PEI a lot too. I've lived in Nova Scotia before for a couple of years, but I was born here in New Brunswick, and I've lived here pretty much my whole life, other than like I said, moving to Nova Scotia for a few years. And now going to school, but I think you'll love it. Visited last summer and loved it. Been planning to move for years. Cool. Did you visit St. John, or where'd you visit in the Maritimes? That's so exciting, man. Like, I'm so pumped for you. Sorry, I missed a comment about you should try both the new and the old Roger Pro. Although I'll admit they're pricey. Yeah, I know. We might be able to get them for like half off through my school, but still, they're still expensive, even if I got them for like half off. I don't know if I would do that still. Like, and I've heard the wear and tear on those it goes quick. Like the durability is not amazing. It just sucks. Like, I would curse and swear on here, but that's just like, I'm not gonna do that. But like, the new Vapor Pros are horseshit. Like, they're so bad. They're so bad. Like, I don't know what Nike's doing, man. Like, they're awful, terrible. And people wear them because they're Nike. One second, I gotta open a window, it's hot in here. Like, They also just don't look the greatest either, I don't think. But once again, just my opinion. But yeah, they got to figure something out there because they keep putting the stupid air zoom in them in the whole foot. Like, nobody wants to run on air on a tennis court. You're gonna break your ankles. Like, I hate that feeling. Like, the lateral support is horrible compared to what it was. The new like GP line is like super mid in my opinion. Like, I reviewed those. Like, of course people are gonna like them. Like, I don't know, like, it's just, that gets me going. I don't like it. I used the first version as much as my match day shoe. Sorry, the comments are far away. And for practice, I used the Gel 9. You like the Gel 9? Like, what's, I don't know if you ever used the old Vapor Pro, but like, that's what I like. I even thought the new solution speeds were not, they were too low actually, and they didn't have as much support I was hoping for. Just my foot though, everybody's a little bit different, right? Thanks for your thoughts. Maybe see you at Rossi Tennis Club next spring. I saw there are indoor courts around as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yes and no. So, like I said, the indoor tennis is a bit of a grind here. There's a facility like an hour away, so in the winter you're gonna have to drive if you want to play. That's our downfall. That's why I was so tough living here as a kid, just wanting to play tennis. That's why I had to move. But Rossi, yeah, make sure like next year if you're here and everything goes well, like just tell me you saw me on the live one day or something, and I'll remember you for sure. And like I'll be at the club, like 100%. Like I'm coming back. At least that's the plan. Like I'll be here. Like I work there all summer, so I'll see you. Thank you, Key Largo. Thank you for the nice comment. Before then was with Vapor 9.5. Yeah, 9.5 is great too. Some good shoes they had going there, and then they just screwed it up. Even the old cages. Like I see some people on Tennis Rose forums and some buddies that are just like, I miss those shoes. So it's just like, and those shoes weren't even like that high when they were out compared to some other shoes. But it's funny how once they start bringing out garbage, people miss the old stuff. Like the only ones, like I would say the only major, like out of Adidas, Nike, Asics, the only, and I think you guys would agree with me here as well, the only brand that has like stayed true to themselves is Asics. Like Adidas, like screwed us over, sorry, on the barricades one time. Like for sure, they screwed us up there. They changed the design, they changed the forefoot. The only thing that was similar was the tread and how durable it was. But other than that, like every year there, it was a little bit different. So weird. And then, I don't know, like, they brought out the Cybersonics. They're like, okay, but it's nothing special. I don't even know what else they have, that's bad. I don't know, it's just like, come on. The gels and the Lacoste shoes are probably the closest I can get other than the Roger Pros. So the Lacoste is definitely closer than the gels, but wear out a little faster. Both have medium low. Okay, nice. I actually do have the AG LT23, like the Medvedev ones or whatever. When I played my UTR circuit event a couple weeks ago, I wore through my barricades and I brought an extra pair of shoes, and they were those Lacoste ones. And they were actually great, but I felt like they ran at like a touch small, and like I got blisters in my heel and in my toes, like in the forefoot. I had like that burning feeling. You would know what I mean, right? But like the support, the grip, the traction, everything felt good. There was something missing for me in order to like switch those. I used to like the older Barricades, but I don't like the new Barricade. I switched to A6 and have been happy. Nice. You might see me do that too. Like I actually, like that's what I mean. A6 is literally like staying true to themselves. Like I feel like they make minor updates with the gel reses since like the gel res 5 or 4. Like that's like 5 editions ago. You know what I mean? Like it's just minor updates. They make it. They don't change too much. They know that people like the way they are. So why change something that's working? It's stupid. That's what drives me insane. And then like Nike, oh, they're stupid. They have Carlos, Holger, and a couple girls that are still using the Vapor Pro. And they had Dimitrov using the 9.5 until he switched to Lacoste. I think he's wearing those shoes. They're still playing with those old shoes on tour. Like, they could make money from those guys and girls saying, this is Carlos Alcaraz's shoe and Holger Rune's shoe and so shoe. Like, instead they're making this garbage that nobody want to wear. Sorry, it gets me really brawled up. Like, they could make money from that. Carlos Alcaraz is the next Novak, Rafa, Roger combined. And they don't even sell his shoe. It's a paint over. It's a paint over. If you could play any slam, which would it be? Which one do you enjoy watching the most? That's such a tough question. I see Corey above you. I'll answer that here after this one. Listen, I have been to the US Open twice to watch, and that was in 2013 and 2014, and I played at the venue college events the last 3 years. And playing on those courts, like I've hit in Louis Armstrong, I've hit on the grandstand, I've hit on all of the outside courts. I've been lucky enough to be in the locker room and in the press room. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, kind of broken there. So if Cade is ever in a jail cell, it's probably because of that. So I've really seen everything at the US Open, and I think like playing in it one day would be like so cool. Would be so cool. However, the other slams are awesome too. I just think like it would be a very big full circle moment for me to play in the event. Because like I was there when I was a kid to watch for 2 years. Now I'm a college player and I play it on those courts just because we have events there. And it's awesome. It's so cool. The court surface is like the best ever. I mean, it's the US Open. Like, you have to have the best. The tournament that we play there is always a week after the US Open. Everything's still up. It feels like you're playing in the US Open already. There's just no people there, except your teammates in your school and other schools. So probably the US Open, but I must say, like, French Open has really grown on me a lot. Even though I think when I play better players, I don't know if I'm better on clay or hard court, to be honest. It depends. But yeah. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of an answer. Tried the Wilson Rush 4.0s. I have not, so I can't give you any thoughts. I'm sorry, I don't know. I had a teammate last year that loved them though, used them all the time, and he only would use those shoes. And he will never change shoes ever again. So he loves those. What else? They do run small. You have to have a size up half. Okay. Agree with the burning feeling. Okay. So maybe I could get those and I would just go up half size. That would probably work well for me then. I'll think about that because I actually do really like them. Great shoe. What type of fitness drills do you do every day? Love to help level up your game. We have a couple of videos on the channel regarding like fitness stuff. I've been going to the gym, like I'm working on like stuff for a long time. Since like I've been doing tennis specific stuff for about third year of school, ever since I was in grade 9. Don't know the math. Grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. Grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. First year, second year, third year. It's a lot. That's like 7 years. And I used to play a lot of hockey too. So I was going to the gym with our team and stuff. So I've been really working out for like a long time. But yeah, there's a lot of lifting. I lift a lot. It might not look like I lift a lot. I'm not a bodybuilder. Tennis is a little bit different. The lifts are different. Can I lift 600 pounds? Absolutely not. Can I lift something that would be pretty good? I would think so. People always ask, do you run a lot? I do not run a lot. It's kind of a misconception with tennis. Running is kind of pointless. You are never doing that specific movement in tennis longer than 5 seconds because then you're going to change direction. So there's a lot of change direction stuff. They're called like CODs, as we call them. I do a lot of plyos, do a lot of med ball stuff, some interval training as well. And then there's also days where I'm out on court and like I will do certain drills that are not fitness on court, but like I'm playing and it's like it's challenging my physical ability. Especially on clay, it's more fun to do that stuff because you can slide around. Yannick was also using the Air Zoom Zeros. I think he is still, yes. I never actually had a chance to wear those shoes. But they definitely have their crowd. He definitely likes them and still does, if he's still using them. Thank you for wishing me luck. I'm sure our paths will cross next year, which was kind of cool. Thoughts on the gold medal match tomorrow? Listen, I think that Novak is actually going to win. And hear me out. The guy, and apparently his knee is bad. Apparently, that's what I've heard. His knee is bad right now. And the doctors don't want him to play tomorrow against Carlos. And he basically told them to screw off because he wants to go win a medal, like a gold medal. And I kind of get it. He's never going to be in another Olympics, I don't think. I mean, all the legends are getting old, you know. So I think he probably just said, screw it, I go for it. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter if he's in pain, he's just gonna leave it all out there. And I think that Novak plays pretty good when he does that. However, Carlos is hot, and he's been hot for the last 2 months. And he's just destroying guys, I think. Yeah, it might go 3 sets, but he's still winning. So, do I want Novak to win? No, I don't. Because then I have to listen to the Knoll fans for however long saying, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT. He's already the GOAT. He is already the GOAT. And I just think, like, he doesn't need the medal. If Carlos gets the medal, it's like so cool. Like, what a year that is. French Open, Wimbledon, Olympic medal, and then still the US Open to go. Woo! That would be insane. Where Novak already has all the achievements, you know, he is the GOAT. Statistically, he is by far the GOAT. And I don't know, it would be boring. Even though I think it would be like one of his best, like, for him personally, it's probably like, it would be the best achievement, you know what I mean? But, nah, just my opinion. Okay. who say you need to run a 5.5 minute mile in 3 minutes, or 3 miles under 20 minutes are full of BS. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say they're full of shit, but I'm also not gonna say that, like, you could probably be doing a better training than that. Just my opinion. Just my thoughts. Like, for testing, yeah, I would say that's fine. But like, if you're doing that like twice a week, that's kind of stupid. Sorry, that's just my opinion. That was a little forward, my bad. I just think that there's better ways to train than running every day. Like, I don't know. Like if you run like once a week, sure. But like, I can tell you that running for 10K, I don't know what that is in miles, but if you run 10K, like, it's not, it doesn't really do much for you. Like, I don't know. Running for 10K normally would take me maybe 45, 50 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer if I was tired, maybe a smidge shorter if I was feeling really good. But by the time at the end of the 10K, it's like, why am I doing this? Like, this does not feel anything. Like, the training you do should make you feel like it's going to help you on court. Running is not, like, interval training is very accurate. You know, you get on, you can do interval training running as well, and that would be better. You do it on the assault bike, you do it on the treadmill, you can do it on the rower. I did it on the rower today, you do it on the Versa. You can do sprints like that. Like, that's so much more accurate. If you play a point, you stop. 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 You have a set break, go, 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 go. And then you do it for like, you know, you're out there grinding sometimes for a long time. So like, that's one of my main sources of cardio are normally from that. It's never like I'm grinding half marathons to train for tennis. Like, nah, that's stupid. Is the final 3 or 5 sets? I think it's 3. The last Olympics it was 3. I forgot if you answered this on another live, but if you could build a perfect player. Oh yeah, good question. I'll respond to that in 1 sec after I get the one below. But I don't think you will be able to run 5.5 minute mile without running training. So most tennis players probably wouldn't be able to do that, especially if they're, I mean, it's like, I don't know, like, why are we training that? Why are we training, like, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, because a lot of coaches, like, that's the thing. Who's putting you through the training? Is it your tennis coach or is it your strength and conditioning coach? That is a very big issue in youth sport. And I've been a victim of that plenty of times. And it's so stupid. Like, why should I be listening to my tennis coach giving me advice about fitness? He's my tennis coach, you know what I mean? And this is not towards you, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, in general. Same for hockey. Same for basketball. Same for soccer. A lot of coaches think they can just, like, do these things, and it's like, I mean, yeah, their heart and their brain is in the right, it's in the right place, but, like, in a way it's not, because, like, that's not their job. So that's just what I think. I don't know, you pay them to get better. You pay them to think about tactics. You pay them for your footwork. You pay them for your technique. You pay them for your tennis. You don't pay them for strength and conditioning. But, just my take. And I would say I'm pretty experienced in that category just because I've played a lot of sports and I've had some bad coaches do that kind of stuff. And it's just like, I paid you for tennis. Like, why am I running right now? And it's funny because all these coaches from whatever sport, it always comes back to running. Why running? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know. There's like way more efficient ways to be fit than just to run. Just my rant, you know? But yes, hopefully I kind of like... Okie dokie, what do we got here? If I could build a perfect player. Forehand, I would have to tie it with either Roger, Rafa, or Carlos. I would take one of them. You could draw in, you know, the name out of the hat, and I would say that's fine. Either three of those forehands would be great. The backhand, I think you have to take for sure Novak or Andy. I love Andy, so I'd probably pick Andy just because he's my GOAT. But Novak is better and has better, you know, stats. So probably him. But I do love Andy. So both of those would be great choices for me. Then you come up to the net, I would say Raj. Raj has got the good hands. Of course, I'm just saying ATP. I could totally make a list too for the girls as well, but I'm a guy, so I think ATP. So volleys, I would say Raj for sure. Or like easily, you could put like a good doubles player in there. Like a lot of people don't remember that. Like think like the Bryan brothers. Like take one of them and have their hands. Like that would be epic. You know what I mean? Like they have great hands. Like, so I'd take something like that or Roger for singles, like volleys and stuff. Slice backhand, I would also take Raj. Then when it comes to like serve, would probably take Roger's hard to pass up on that too. So precise. Probably like Milos, honestly. Like Milos in his prime, the serve was just a bullet. Like so good. Or like Ivo Karlovic, like that's just disgusting. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like that's just nasty. But you could argue like Kyrgios as well. But I would just stick with Milos. I'm Canadian, so we'll stick with Milos. Return Novak, easy. Or Andy. Andy had a great return too. But Novak, great return. Mental toughness, probably Rafa. Probably Rafa. I just like his kind of grind. And then I would say like footwork. Probably like Carlos, like speed and fitness. I would love to take Carlos. Seems like he's just whizzing around on the court. And then passion, easily Andy Murray. Easy, passion, for sure. But just my opinion. What's a good string for the V-Core 100? Depends on your level. If you're like upwards of like a 6 UTR, I would say like a mid to high low poly, stiffness wise, full bed. Those rackets are super powerful, so like you don't need, or if you have like, you know, you're a 3.5, okay. You could still probably try a poly in there. Maybe put like a full bed of a soft poly. You might like that. Like Tourline Absolute is very soft. You could put like, if you wanted to, you could cross it with like a hybrid, like a Singut or a multi. But it depends what you're looking for. If you want poly, there's lots of soft polys out there. Tourline stuff is generally softer, just compared to other stuff, in my opinion. Yep, just heard some teams have coaches that set benchmarks, like you have to do 505 that, internet. Yeah, I know, they're stupid. That's stupid. It's really bad. It's like, and that's so of the past. It's such a like a 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that? It's stupid. Somebody could probably clip this and just count how many times I've said it's stupid. I've said it a lot. Like, in college, it's not happening as much, Well, I shouldn't say that. There's some really bad coaches, like, like so bad, like should be fired, and you're like, how is that coach not fired? And just the way they talk to their players, or they behave, or you're just like, damn, wonder what that guy acts like in a practice. But like every NCAA school, like I'm sure like 99%, they all have their own gym. They all have their own strength and conditioning coach. They all have their athletic support staff. You know what I mean? That's what they're for, you know? Coaches are not for that. Yeah, I see what you're saying there about Isner and Opelka. Like their fitness would be tailored to them. Everybody's different. Like my fitness is, you know, if I went to, like, I go see some people for my fitness. So like, if they made a program for another tennis player, it wouldn't be the same as mine. That's like saying, okay, Cade, you use the Extreme Tour and everybody else in the world needs to use the Extreme Tour. That wouldn't work well, right? So like, it's like everybody's fitness needs to be tailored to them. People are stronger in different areas. People are fitter in different areas. People have different strengths and weaknesses. It's no different than your tennis game, you know what I mean? So then that's like quite interesting. And then it's like you see all these coaches and they're just making all these guys run, whatever sport it is. So there you go. That's the kicker right there. And like, that was not directed at you, like, at all. That was just like me ranting about bad coaches, because there's so many bad coaches that do that stuff. And what happens is it drives kids, especially when it's done at lower levels or younger kids, it drives them away from the sport that they love. Like, I'm not even saying tennis, like basketball, soccer. Like, when these kids come home from the sport and it's like, hey, Johnny, how was practice? Well, we ran for 45 minutes today. That's great. You know, and it's bad for the parents because it's like, what am I paying for here? You know what I mean? Like, so strange. Well, this is it here. We're wrapping this one up. It's epic. It looks sick. Honestly, I did not like this paint job at all, like zero when I saw it online. And in person, it looks way better. I'll make sure I say that in the video, because I gave it some shit actually on a live. Actually, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I hated it, but now it kind of looks like a beauty. Just like old times right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but looks pretty nice. I think so. I love the clear grommets. It looks so nice. Nice. Let's go. Oh. Man, that's one thing after strain, guys. Like, my back. Not that I'm like complaining about my back or anything, but I don't know, it's so stiff after. All right, now we're gonna rip Pure Strike. Pure Strike, what we got? I think it's 16-19. Yeah, they got Cam Nori on here, Dominic Thiem, who is gonna be retired, Annette Kontaveit, who is already retired. Don't know what Babolat's doing there. They gotta throw a new face on here probably. I'm trying to think, like, who does Babylon even have that's like top player, right? Like, I'm definitely blanking, but they have obviously Rafa, Carlos. Who else? Somebody help me. That's bad that I don't know. On the girls, they have a couple players that play pure drive and stuff, I know, but like if for some reason Carlos got hurt, Rafa is going to retire, Babylon might struggle. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's right. Felix was just in the fourth place today. I do agree with you though. He has been in a big slump. And also, he won the bronze yesterday in mixed doubles with Gabby Dabrowski. Holger, thank you. I guess they would be still in an okay spot with Holger. But, I mean, I don't know. Talk about Holger. He just fired Patrick again. Like, tell me about that. Like, what an interesting dynamic there. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I have like a soft spot for Holger. I don't know why. I kind of like his game. He's matured a little bit, but like, still maybe not enough. Don't know. But like, him firing Patrick again, he's always playing his best, I feel, when he's playing with him. Like, why are you going to fire a guy that's making you play good? I don't know. Clearly there's some issues, and I think it's him. I think his mom's nuts. His mom's crazy. Like, story time here. So sorry if people ask some questions here, but I had a few teammates in the past that played Euro tennis events. And, you know, it's a crazy story actually. They're playing, he's representing the Netherlands. I think in like the Junior Davis Cup it was. It was either, no, because then it would have been a Tennis Europe. That's another story. It was like a Tennis Europe event. He went there and he played against Holger. And he said his mom was crazy. Like, just wild. Like, so off the charts, smoking a dart, like, just like off the deep end sort of thing. Like, and I just think that's crazy. One, because like in North America, I feel like we don't ever play guys that ever make it like big time. Like there's so many tennis players from Europe, right? So they all run into each other when they're juniors and they meet each other, and it's funny. He just said that his mom was nuts, like wild. Same guy actually. This is a different story. Actually, I think I had two teammates that played against Musetti as well in juniors, which is also wild because he just won bronze today against Felix and he's been playing really well and he's a good tennis player. He's just solid. So anyway, this is one of my teammates from a few years ago. He's from Czech Republic. He shows up at this Tennis Europe event. He's like pretty good, right? Like if you're going to these events, like you're pretty solid, you know, you have a coach, you're like probably 15, you know, you grind, you're good. Number one seed is like Lorenzo or whatever, he's like seeded and they end up playing each other. He shows up to the court, my teammate plays Musetti off the court in 22 minutes. And like, this is a good tennis player, remember? Like my teammate, like it's not like he didn't know how to play tennis. So that's so, like just getting bored. I have the bad vibes. I feel like I did not cut enough here. A little bit of a rookie mistake here, maybe. 1, 2, 3. I didn't cut enough. Shit. I'm not paying attention. You know what, I'll just grab a set. There we go. Sorry. I'm too lazy to just wasted that string and I don't want to do that again, so I use a set. Brutal. I just wasted that. Am I switching rackets again? I'm gonna watch what I say there. There will be a video about it. That's all I'll say. Yeah, there will be a video about it. Lots of chatter about the rackets, you know. Any suggestions for strings currently using Pure 98 with a Torbite 17 main in PTP crosses 50-48 and a mid 4.0 with a semi-western grip forehand and 1-2 punch player? Wow, good details. I mean, do you need to change strings? Like, I feel like a lot of people always ask me that, those types of questions, and it's like string recommendation and this recommend racket and like I'm so happy to answer those questions, but like how's the string? Like, is it bad, or like is there anything wrong with it, or like you just maybe want to change? Because I mean, if you like that, then you should stay with it, you know what I mean? Like, why change something if it's working? Just my opinion, like it's not, I mean, you can try, I would try a full bed, see what you think of that, like, and you can put any poly in for a full bed and you would notice the difference. Looking for something a little bit, oh sorry, you said that, my bad. Looking for something a little bit more comfortable and possibly having a little bit more spin while still being able to hit flat if wanted. I would still try a full bed of poly. If you've never done that before, like you might, like you'll get some spin out of that, and you can just choose like a softer poly. There's plenty of those out there. Especially if you're like, if you've been using Torbite, like try a full bed of Torbite, and then you can work from there, right? Like, if you don't like Torbite full bed, then maybe you need to try another poly full bed. You know what I mean? A little too stiff, and Polytor Pro too muted. Yeah, you could actually try some Tourline stuff. Like for example, like they have the Absolute string. It's not for me. It's very soft for poly. My dad plays with it. He really likes it. And he plays with it in his blade, and he likes it. So maybe try that. Just try for a softer poly full bed. LOL, Rune and Patrick have a love-hate relationship. I'm sure of it. I agree with you. Holy crap, I have the same string machine. Yes, nice. And does it work for a charm? Does it work like a charm for you as well? Because it's worked like a charm for me. Knock on wood. This thing has been awesome. Djokovic or Alcaraz. It'll be a good match, but like I wouldn't be surprised. Like earlier I thought Novak would win just because I feel like he's gonna just like try so hard. But Carlos is kind of like insane, so he could also win. I don't know, we'll have to find out. That's crazy what you said about Musetti because he looks so bad against a 37-year-old Djokovic with a bad knee. And then Musetti beats almost everyone else and non-pro players in third. Yeah, like it's, like this would have been maybe like 6 years ago, right? So Musetti he would have been a great junior. And my friend would have been playing a pretty good level. Like it's not like he would have been bad. Like he played college tennis, so like he's pretty good. And yeah, showed up and lost in 25 minutes. But like showed up and lost in 25 minutes, but like tried. That's the best part of the story. Like I can see guys losing 0, like I've lost 0-0 before in. Actually, I can't remember the last time I got double baggled, but like I've lost 0-0 before in an hour. But like 25 minutes, that's crazy. That's awesome. Tomorrow will be the complete changing of the guard. Wow. What stringer? You got an electric stringer coming? See, I'm gonna have to change my stringer too because I'm not gonna be home next year. Like after the summer, like I'm probably not gonna live at home, right? Like, because I'll be playing tennis places, so I might try that pro stringer, the little box one. Was trying actually to get one actually to maybe talk about on the channel, but it didn't really work out. Have you ever golden set it? Oh, golden set it. Sorry, I didn't know what you meant. Have I ever golden set it, anybody? I don't think so. I've definitely like bronzed set it somebody, if that's a thing. I really don't think I ever have. Never really counted or tried. No, Jeremy, I'm not switching to the Pure Strike. Relax, relax. Guys, Jeremy plays on my college team, and he used to use the Pure Strike. Well, actually, I shouldn't say. If I demo this racket and it's like super epic, then maybe I'll switch to the Pure Strike. Like that's the thing. Like you can never count a switch out. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Like even if I switch rackets today and I play with a new racket tomorrow and it felt amazing, like that's the thing that sucks about doing this. Is you like there's been, and that's why I said earlier, like there's so many good rackets, and obviously there's like a bulk of rackets that I like more than others, but like they're all good. They're all really good. Actually, we're making like, considering I screwed up with the string and like I've been chatting, we're actually making like not bad time right now at all. Like I think I started maybe like 6:45. It's like 7:45 now. Has Zverev and Tsitsipas missed their opportunity to win a slam with Alcaraz and Sinner playing unreal? Oh, that's such a good question. Stefanos, yes. Sasha, no. I still feel like Sasha can pull one out, for sure. Like, maybe not multiple, but like, I believe he can win one. Like, he can. Like, he plays really well on clay. And he does well on hard court too. Like when he's playing well, it's tough to beat him. Big serve, returns really well, but then grinds like hard. And he's tall and he has long levers. Like it's tough to play that. His forehand has gotten a lot better in the last few years. He's got, like, he knows the tour now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he has, like, when his career is over, I think he could have, like, 2 slams. Stefanos had his chance, man. It's 2 sets to love up on Novak in the French final that year. I don't think he'll ever get one. Just my opinion. I don't see it. There's too many good players now. Like, Sinner's going to win way more than Stefanos. Way more. Funny how Sinner is still #1 in the world. And, like, Carlos has won 3 slams and he'll have an Olympic medal tomorrow. Isn't that weird? I think that's so strange. Zverev looks like he has the game to do it, but mentally weak lately. Stefanos looks further away. But yeah, I mean, it's just tennis is tough, man. In a futures, and like I went by myself, and like just being there is like it's tough. Like traveling, and I'm like, damn, these guys are doing this for 52 weeks. Maybe not 52, but like 48 weeks of the year. Like, it's wild. The travel is insane. And like, especially if they don't have like a support team, and like, that's wild. It's hard. Like, that's why I give a lot of guys a break now. Like, if they're having a rough day or whatever, like, shit. Like, the lifestyle is like, don't get me wrong, every kid dreams of it, and I still would love to do it, but it's like, it's hard. It's harder than it looks. There's lots of glamour to that life, but then there comes a lot of grinding, and a lot of other stuff. A lot of spotlight. The weight is taken off the machine and put it on the carry-on. Oh, my typical travel situation regarding stringing is to put clipper made drop weight into my, and the weight's taken, nice. But I missed the changing of the guard. What do you mean? Was it you that talked about? No, never mind. It was a different person. I'm just reading the comments here, so my bad. Zverev was 2 sets up on team. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, I don't know if that's a choke. See, like, I don't call that a choke. Like, I think well, actually, never mind. I take that back. Jeremy's probably laughing at me. I take that back. The one against team, that was kind of a choke. Yeah, that was a choke. But the other one, I don't really see it as a choke. My opinion. That's all I'll say. Passing of the torch to no. Jeremy, get out of here. Passing the torch is from Rafa to Carlitos. Come on. Don't be doing that with me now. Don't be doing that with me now. Brutal. The 2 fingers, that's where the torch comes from. No wax. Come on. Tsitsipas got too many holes in his game and mentally crumbles against top players like Grandpa Djokovic and Baby Carlos. Well, you have a point. You do have a point. Rublev has the potential to be top 4 and win multiple thousands. Thoughts on why he struggled? I don't know. He's a different dude. He probably drinks too many Cokes. That's what he says his favorite drink is. He's like drinking it in every interview I see. Like, bro is drinking like diabetes in a cup. Like, what are we doing there? Like, he's like one of the best athletes. Well, maybe not one of the best athletes in the world, but like top tennis player. And yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that drink and lifestyle choice, but that's me. But I think he does have some mental things going on, some demons. He's fighting some demons up there. Hopefully he can get it figured out. He's funny, he's fun to watch, seems like a nice guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Grommet holes are huge on this pure strike. Good lord. Where might one do the tie off? Right here, maybe? Yeah, right there. Just focusing, y'all. Just focusing here. I don't want to screw it up. I know I meant to change him the guard. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I hear ya, I hear ya. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. I don't think I did, but probably one of the worst things ever is screwing up a string job. So my stringers in here, you know that feeling. It's pretty awful. I feel like this racket doesn't hold tension as well as some of the other rackets I've seen recently. Like this, the Speed Pro holds tension great. That Extreme, I mean, they've always held tension great, all of the variations. I don't know, this one just seems a little, I don't know, it's a little different about it. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Many people don't know, but before I switched to the Extreme Tour way back when, it was between the Extreme Tour and the Pure Strike, actually, back in the day. I really liked the old Pure Strike, the old one. And yeah, the Extreme Tour I ended up liking more, but just kind of interesting how that ended up happening. And here we are, here a couple years later with the new ones. Most entertaining matchup to watch currently? I mean, probably Sinner Alcaraz, for sure. I mean, Djokovic Alcaraz is normally pretty good as well. Just trying to think. Honestly, Rafa Novak the other day was great. Like, it's just too bad Rafa just missed a couple points here in the second set. It could have been a completely different match. Could have been completely different. Like, completely different. How's your summer going? What's up, Matt? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing great. My summer is going well. Thank you for asking. We're running in a super tour over here. Hopefully I have enough. 1, 2, 3. We don't have enough. Sucks. One, two, Are you going to try new grapple stick string that is apparently mixed between M8 and Paradox Pro? You know what? I might try to get my hands on it. It's been a while since I've played with some grapple snake stuff, but they do make good stuff. I actually really liked Paradox, but it broke really fast. Like under 2 hours for me. Like, that's fast. So I don't know. Just, I'll try. Sorry, one sec. I'm just doing this first cross here. I think this racket's going to be very powerful. I just have that feeling. Like almost, not quite pure OVS, but like, I don't know, pretty fast. Like, pretty powerful, I think. All right, what do we got here? What are you going to do after college? Are you going to have a career related to tennis or coaching or do something else? Good question. Well, I'm going to try to play tennis for as long as I can. As long as I can. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. No, I kind of do know what that means. I'm going to try and play. I'm going to try and play. Go for it. Station myself somewhere, try and get a lot of reps in, and then play tournaments for 2 to 3 years, and then see where I'm at. It's literally been my dream as a child to first of all play college tennis, and then of course play pro. For me, it's if somebody was gonna be a Debbie Downer and be like, you're not good enough. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not good enough to play pro right now, but nobody's ever good enough to play pro when they're first starting. You know what I mean? So you gotta a lot, 90% of the people are working their way up. You know what I mean? It's not like they just show up in a Grand Slam and win. At least nowadays. Back in the day, that happened. So to my point, probably station myself, start grinding some futures, some UTR events, some PTTs maybe some bigger cash open events just for 2 years. See how far we go. I had my first taste of a future in this past March, and it was awesome. It was an amazing experience. I enjoyed it a lot. I would do it again for sure, and yeah, it was awesome. So I mean, if I can get my level up and can do all these things, then yeah, we'll see where my game's at in the next 2 years. Any I think any tournaments coming up in the US? Yeah, we got our ITAs coming up in a month and a bit, 6 weeks maybe. That's crazy to me because 6 weeks in the past was way different, thinking way differently. Now 6 weeks going forward is what we call ITAs, and that's the tournament that's actually at the US Open that we were talking about earlier. So that's kind of the next one. I could maybe play in 1 or 2 here, but I just don't think that will happen. Do you think Nadal should retire, or does he still have the game to win another French Open if he's healthy and fit? I hate that question. I hate it. You see, here's the thing. A lot of people gave Roger shit, gave Andy shit. They're starting to give Rafa shit because he's too old and he can't beat Novak and he lost doubles with Alcaraz and he should do way better. And I'm not saying you're saying that, I'm just saying in general. And it's I can't believe these people. First of all, they probably don't even know how to hold a racket, the people that are saying these things. Second of all, Rafa was just in the final of a 250 last week in Sweden. The guy can still play damn good. You know what I mean? Is he where he used to be? Of course not. That's a given. We should all know that. Everybody should know that. So when people and journalists start asking him, are you ready to retire? What kind of question is that? You know what I mean? I feel bad for him being asked that because it's and it was the same for Andy. Do you think they want to retire? No, of course they don't want to retire. And once again, this is not directed to you. It's a great question, actually. I'm just like saying, when people ask that the player personally, and it's just like, they devote their life to tennis. Why would they still keep trying if they didn't want to keep playing? And eventually, the player will reach a point in which they choose. It's just like, do I want to go down suffering, or do I want to go out winning? Andy Murray, I think, did it as well as he could have. Rafa is doing a great job right now. I mean, he's had some really bad draws. People have not, like, talked about that. He played Sasha the first round of French Open, then lost. Okay. People are like, how could he lose to Sasha? Sasha is so good, was well primed up. Rafa had the clay season only to prepare. Think about all these guys are playing the whole year, just coming back from injury still. Plays, puts up a really good 3-set fight, in my opinion. Loses. Then Sash goes like all the way to the final. He lost to the finalists. So like, that's pretty good. So in the third time he's ever lost at Roland Garros, he lost to the finalists. That's a pretty good case for him, I think. Did he play well against Novak the other day? I don't think it was his best day. Novak was playing lights out in the first set, and Rafa played awesome in the second set and just got maybe a little unlucky, and like they had some great points. But then he played in Sweden like a week and a half ago and was in the final. So really, he hasn't really had bad results, in my view. And I think he would probably say that as well. He's on the entry list for the US Open too. So that tells me, after watching him in Sweden, after watching him at the Olympics, in doubles and singles, watching Roland Garros, he's going to retire next year at Roland Garros. For sure, 100%. Even if he gets like creamed at the US Open and the Aussie, and he might, take time off or whatever, he'll gear up for Roland Garros no matter what, losing in the first round or whatever, but he's going to retire next year at Roland Garros. I'm calling it. He won't retire at the Laver Cup, I don't think. Why would he retire at the Laver Cup? That tournament does not really have any meaning for him like it did for Roger. Like, of course, he retired, or he helped, I guess. I don't know what you say. He played with Roger there for his last match, so people are saying like, oh, he's going to retire there too, and Roger's going to come into retirement. And it's just not going to happen. That would be amazing, but it's just not going to happen. Roger's like got his feet up on the couch right now. So, yeah, for him to retire there, like I don't know, clay is his surface. He probably wants to do it on a clay court. So that's why I think it'll be at Roland Garros. What do we got? What's up? I can't see your name. Fishy6464. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Tommy Paul, primed to be the best American player going forward, better than Fritz and Tiafoe. I love. He is by far my favorite American player. Now I know I have some Americans in here, so I gotta be careful what I say. But you guys, I cannot stand Taylor Fritz, Tiafoe, and Ben Shelton. I have a hard time with. And like, this is me, coming from me, who whenever asked who's your least favorite tennis player, I always say no one, because I like everyone. But I don't know. It's just so, something about they give an aura that's just so cocky. And it's like, what have you done? Like, at least Novak, Novak could be cocky, Novak could play the violin, but guess what? He's the GOAT, and he has so much to back everything up. You know what I mean? Tiafoe's out here doing some crazy shit, and Fritz is like being a whiner, and then you got like Ben Shelton like yelling and screaming like a weirdo when it's like 15-love in the first set on the first game, and it's just like, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm also a player though that's very like level-headed. Like I don't show a lot of emotion. So it's easy for me to maybe not gravitate to those players, but Tommy Paul is like the spit image. Like he's perfect, I think. And I think he could win a slam. He's their best bet. Ben Shelton could maybe get away with like with the slam down the line just because his serve is massive and his forehand's nasty. But like Tommy Paul's speed, his forehand's really good. He moves. He's by far, maybe, yeah, probably one of the best movers on the tour. By far the best American mover, like by far. And I would say he's in the top 2 or 3 for best movers on tour, easily. Like so easily. He moves so good. Great hands too. Him and Fritz just, I think, like he's got good hands. But yeah, no, like it's not like I hate Tiafoe, Shelton, and Fritz. It's just like they just give off like a spoiled aura, and I don't like that. Tommy Paul's like very even keel, super chill, seems like a nice dude. Like I feel like I could go have a drink with Tommy Paul. And maybe I could go have a drink with the other guys too. It's just like, I don't know. My opinion, once again. Oh, really? Okay, I saw a tweet or something today that was like he was going to play the Open, that maybe he just said he's not. So maybe that was a false alarm. Has anyone ever tried the Graphene XT Radical? I haven't tried, actually, an old Radical. I used to use the old Radical Pro, like really old, like when I was 12. Is that the XT? I can't remember. It was a graphene. I used to use it back in the day. Being friends with so many celebrities is a red flag. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Tiafoe and like Fritz and those guys? Movement, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Alcaraz, Demuno, Tommy Paul. Yeah, for sure. Like, those are all great movers. Taylor Fritz's girlfriend is less annoying than Tommy Paul. Oh, really? You think? Interesting. See, I think Morgan, Taylor's girlfriend, is so annoying. Like, in that thing she put on Instagram, like, after he played Sasha at Wimbledon, that's so bad. Like, if you guys don't know that, you gotta look that up. Like, what a... like, I don't want to swear, but like, what a you-know-what move. Like, what a... Yeah, she's so into herself, I think. I don't know Tommy Paul's girlfriend that well. But now, like, Morgan is like, she does, like, she's doing all the things for the slams. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, she was like, I think she was doing Wimbledon social media. And then she did that thing after the match to Sasha. And I was like, Wimbledon, you gotta get your shit together. You can't have some crazy tennis girlfriend out here saying stuff like that. Like, oh. And whether Sasha did it or not, and I'm not like, she basically had put stuff on Instagram like after they had played, and it was like, I don't really want to get into the details, everybody can look it up, but it was about Sasha's case, like his assault case on his old girlfriend or whatever. Whether he did it or not, it's like not okay to like bring light to that on purpose. And like Taylor Fritz, I believe, like apologized for her. Like, it was bad. Do you have any tips for learning how to slide on both hard court? Haven't played on clay in many years, so forgot how to do it. Okay, I'm not really like a hard court slider. Like, you're not gonna see me slide on hard court like I would clay, like me. Like, the sliding that happens for me on a hard court is like Andy Murray sliding on a hard court. It happens when there's so much momentum that moves through the ball on the court, and it's a stop and a start. So like run, stop, start, and then it's like slide. If I'm running to a drop shot on a hard court, there's not much sliding going on. However, some people do it a lot, and it works great for them. For me, I don't move like that. That's not my natural movement. So my piece of advice would be don't try and practice sliding on a hard court. You might blow it a knee or something. It will happen naturally for your type of movement. If you're a super aggressive mover and you have strong joints like ankles and knees, and you have, you're low to the ground and you're agile, the sliding will come very natural for you if the hard court surface allows it. Some hard court surfaces are very tough to slide on. Some are super easy. But like for me, the sliding is only occurring when there's so much momentum and like dynamic movement behind, like within me, on the shot. I'm never sliding. I never slide into a shot on hard court. Never. It just does not work for me. Clay, obviously, it works a lot different. Sliding is always like, it's like a hit and after. So it's like I might be sliding right after contact or at contact and then after. It's never before. Or if that does happen, it's like it's very rare. Very rare. And some shoes really don't allow for some sliding. Like, some shoes are a lot better for sliding than others. Should have kept it higher class and be happy about Fritz's win. Absolutely. She didn't have to do that at all. Have you ever tried to use a used racket and the owner takes ages to get? Have you ever tried to buy a used racket and the owner takes you? Have I ever had that? No, actually. I have not, so I can't do in that department, sorry. What's going in right now? Your preferred Super Toro? Super Toro, I have caviar on the main. All at 50 pounds. I put that in this racket too, the one that I strung earlier. Oh, I'm starting to get tired here, guys. The struggle is real. Oh. Got a couple more crosses to go and then we'll be chilling. But yeah, the Super Toro and the caviar, I talked about that in the video today. I know we probably have some different viewers, but I recorded the MP and Pro comparison video today for the speeds. And this is actually what I've been using recently. Like I've been playing tournaments with this setup. And it plays nice. I like it. And like it was not part of my omakase. It was not part of that. They never made it for me. Super Toro and caviar is not the blend they offer. I was texting with him and I was just like, have you ever played caviar and Super Toro together? And he was like, no. So like the Toro line owner hasn't even played the setup before. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try it. I love it, it's great. Why are so many players trying to use low tensions? I don't know, man. Great question. I personally, I would be like, and I'm mentally weird like that. Like I'm weird. I don't want to use a 30-pound tension. Like it just, I would totally like, I don't know. It would just be so weird. Like I played a guy last week, used to play pro, had ATP points, you know. He played with a Dunlop FX 500 Tour, and he strung at 34 pounds in that racket. When I demoed that racket, I think I strung it at 50 or 52 with Super Toro, which is already pretty powerful for a racket like that. And it was a rocket launcher. It was great, but it was a rocket launcher. So he was playing with that, with like, I think it might have been Tour Bite, which is a little bit stiffer, but still at 34 pounds on the main and the cross, and he destroyed me. So maybe I should use a lower tension. But point being, is wild. Like, I don't know. I don't know how some guys are doing it. I think you need to know what you're doing. Like, I don't know. Like if you gave a 30-pound tension to like Novak or something, I don't think he'd like it. But tensions have been going down a lot. Like, I feel like 10 years ago, some guys were still stringing like high 50s, you know what I mean? I mean, I string pretty middle of the line, like I string 50. But like Carlos, I think does 54, 52, and he kicks ass. And Carew, my tennis HQ, well, not anymore, Carew Cell HQ, I think is what it's called. He strings 60. That's pretty tight. So then you start thinking like, okay, Carew's stringing 60. There's still some guys in the tour that string 60. Yannick Sinner strings like 59 or something ridiculous like that. You got Manarino using like a 3-pounder. That guy strings so light. And it's like, does it really matter that much? Like tension? Because then you start thinking, right? Like, because at the end of the day, it does come down to the player, right? Like, if the player has good hand, they're a good tennis player, they can manipulate the ball with the racket very well. And once you get to a certain level, you can kind of do that. And if a low tension feels good for somebody, then it feels good for somebody. If a high tension feels good, then it feels good. But the trajectory and the theme and trend right now is lower tensions. Like the guy that I played, he had 34 tension. And then I had another friend that was playing 40 pounds last week. And he cracks the ball, you know what I mean? I should actually do a video about that. 40 versus 60 pound racket tension. Because I currently play 50. So it would be way tighter on one, way looser on the other. So, and it could be like, is tension bullshit? Or something like that, I don't know. Something like that. Got so many videos I gotta do though. Didn't even think about doing that. What strings are going? Oh, I'm missing a bunch. Sorry, guys. Have you tried other ultra popular YouTube endurance restring sync or zero? I have played with sync. I still have not done restring zero. Gotta do that. That's been bad of me. Restring sync is excellent. It's better than Allo Power. It just is. And like that's the thing. People are getting mad at YouTubers. They get mad at me, they get mad at Beckett, they get mad at Tennis Nerd, I don't know, whoever else they can think of. And it's like, why Tour Line? Why Grapple Snake? Why Restring? And it's like, they make good stuff. Like, this is like the next, this is like, you know, Carlos Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner, all these young guys, you know, they're kind of in their careers, like, the new guys that come up, like, it's the same. New companies emerge. They make a good product. People start using it. Like, they make good stuff. And people give us a hard time. It's like, you need to play with Luxlon 4G. No, you don't need to play with Luxlon 4G. Like, I don't know. Like, I would not use this setup. I would not string my demos with Caviar and Super Toro. I would not go into, like, I played a huge tournament last week. I went to Boston and played at a college circuit with Tourline stuff. It's great. Karoo plays K-pop. Like, players wouldn't play with, like, I don't want to call them, they're like A-tier strings by by how big the company is, not by the quality, because I love it. Like, I love how the string plays. By the size of the company, they're like A-tier. You have like Luxlon, who's like GOAT tier all the way up the top. They're huge. They've been around forever, at least in the poly space. Then you have like the Wilsons and the Bablots and the Heads and everything else. And then you have Tourline, Grapple Snake, Restring, all these other strings that are coming and that are great, right? So it's really interesting, actually. And then people are realizing that it's actually good because they try. Struggling to get this string in here. Recommendation on what string to put in E-zone. Depends on your level, depends what you use right now. If I was going to use an E-zone, I would probably put Polytour Pro because that's the Yonex string. Or I would put Caviar or Super Tour or something like that. A stiffer poly because it's a pretty powerful racket. I went 4 grams to, I went from 4G to Pure Spawn Max Power because Lux are too damn expensive. Luxon's a ripoff. It really is. Their strings are great, but they're not worth the money. Like, let's be honest. Great string, not worth money. Do I live in Mass? No, I do not. I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian, all the way up on the East Coast. Also, random thing. I hope you guys think that like I'm not ignoring you, because when I'm looking like this direction, it's at the screen that shows me the comments, so I know you guys are here. But like every live I do, I'm always looking at the monitor. So I don't want people to think that I'm like completely like ignoring you guys. Don't worry, I know you're there. I'm just reading the comments. Well, get your comments in there because I'm pretty much done if you want to leave a comment. And for people that are watching, if you're not liking and subscribing, I could care less about the like. Well, sorry, like the video if you like the video, or like the live if you like the live. But like, subscribe if you like our content. Subscribe, subscribe. A lot of people don't know, but like, when YouTubers, if you guys like other YouTubers and you watch their stuff and you're always looking for the videos and you're not subscribed to other YouTubers, it really does help them. That's like a huge boost for the creator. So like for me, like when I watch people that post on YouTube or whatever, and if I like their content, I like sub right away because I know that it brings them, it helps them. But then also like, it's like, I'm never gonna miss a video now and I enjoy the content, you know what I mean? My little tangent about YouTube creating. Only difference I can feel is 4G pockets better, everything else feels the same between the two. Yeah, I mean, obviously every string's a little bit different, so you're gonna feel differences, so that's cool. I'm glad you found something that's equal or close to. What would you consider to be the closest 4G from Tourline? You know what? I have not played, like honestly, I have not played with 4G enough. I believe 4G is quite stiff. And the tension maintenance is really good. I would try restring sync, but I never played with 4G growing up just because it was so damn expensive and like I wasn't like good enough. Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just like I was advised not to play with it when I was younger. Everyone says a leather grip is amazing and needed. I tried and much preferred the Pro over grip. Couldn't get behind the feel of leather grip. Yeah, leather's not for everybody, right? It's it just depends on the player. And yeah, I mean, I don't use a leather grip. I used to use a leather grip like on my Ultra Tours, which was the worst. I've ranted about that before. The worst racket decision ever for a 16-year-old. At least at the time it was for me. And yeah, I mean, I played with a leather grip on that. But I tried a leather grip on my Extreme Tours, like when I used those, and I didn't like it as much. But leather grip is great if you're really big on touch and feel and like the extra weight and you just like it. But if you're not a fan, like don't do it. Just add lead or putty or tungsten, and you'll be fine. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. That's it, right? We got. I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted. I have the Extreme Pro, not the Extreme Tour. They don't call it that anymore. And then we have the Pure Strike, the new one, the 1619. Both with Super Tour on the cross and Caviar on the main, 50 pounds. We'll get these baddies out to play tomorrow, so I'm pretty amped about that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next live, next video. Stay on the lookout for everything. Thank you very much.